I worked for many years with disadvantaged children and those at risk. I was a behavioral specialist, and I devised a behavioral plan that was aimed at helping students to improve their scores in school as a means of helping them to control their emotional outbursts. I discovered that most children who were emotionally upset, who acted out in class, were really challenged by other students because they couldn't perform as well as other students, and that these students are highly emotional and extremely sensitive. As a means of counteracting this emotional susceptibility to violence, as a way of covering up for poor schoolwork, my plan was to help these challenged students, these grade challenged students, to perform at a better level in school. Now, here are a list of behavioral objectives that you can use with your own children if you find that they are acting out, and if you find that the cause of their acting out are poor grades, being ridiculed by other students, and hiding their insecurities by violent behavior. After all, who would claim that somebody who was violent cared about getting straight F's or being put in the back of the class? It's a cover. Now, here are some behavioral objectives that you can use with your own children if you find that they have very poor grades and they are acting out, behaving in ways that are challenging you and putting you at risk of putting them in jail. The first objective: increase in motivational structure aimed specifically at improved grades should proceed in this way. The student should be instructed that his grades are to significantly improve within the next 10 days. You notice there is a specific time limit. Children who are acting out because of poor grades have a very short attention span. They need to see improvement quickly or they lose interest. Once they lose interest, you have to start all over again. But if you tell them that their grades should significantly improve within the next 10 days, they have a time structure that they can work at. An inventory should be taken of each one of the students' classes, including non-academic classes. An inventory is rather simple. You just ask your child how many classes he has, the name of each class, including non-academic classes. All homework, quiz, test grades should be cataloged, beginning on the first day after you have made an inventory of your child's classes. You need to be very specific and to check all homework, all quizzes, all test grades, and to record them. Your student and you should carefully decide where his strengths and weaknesses are in each class. This will take time, and it will also improve your relationship with your child. If you can't do this, you can hire a tutor. These strengths and weaknesses should be written in complete sentences without resorting to haphazard brainstorming. In other words, you don't want to write down likes to read, can't spell. You want to He likes to read, but the material offered is too difficult for him to comprehend. Writing out these strengths and weaknesses in complete sentences gives you a better picture of what the problem is and how to go about correcting it. The student should be presented with a chart that includes each class. At the end of each school day of actual attendance, the student should discuss each class with either you, his parent, or his tutor. If homework was turned in, tests taken, and no altercation, no violent, no controversy with anyone in the school, teachers, principals, no altercation occurred between the student, then the child should receive a positive sticker for each class. Now, many of you will say, well, your child could care less about stickers, but the problem is that he seems to be caring less about anything else. You could have a reward chart for the stickers, 10 stickers, and you can go to the movies, and here's a $20 bill. Your rewards will be up to you according to your own specific situation. This procedure should be followed for each day. At the end of 3 days, if the child is not responding positively to this program at the onset, counseling should be suggested and other issues addressed. In other words, if after 3 days there is no inkling of a crack in the ice between your child and his problems, then you need to look for other problems, other issues. If the student is beginning to respond positively at the end of 3 days, the student and you, his parent or his tutor, should reward themselves with an activity like going to the outlet mall, going to the park, going golfing. The student's parents during this time should be instructed not to over-exaggerate the child's efforts. His behavior at this time should be considered normal, and they should proceed with their own endeavors, offering help only if asked. At the end of the 10-day period, the student's composite grades should be taken and evaluated for each class. If his grades have improved, then the student and his parent or tutor should begin another chart for another 10-day period. If the child and his parent or tutor had agreed on concrete reinforcement, then of course the student should be rewarded. If the student's grades are not significantly improved, counseling should be encouraged and issues addressed. Along with the grade chart, what should also be kept for 10 days, and this is very important, is a feeling inventory. For each day, for each class, the student should evaluate his reaction to his instructor and towards the other students in his class. They should be cataloged. His feelings can be cataloged as ambivalent, supportive, or hostile. In other words, how does he feel about his instructor in biology? How does he feel about the students in his biology class? If he could care one way or the other, he's ambivalent. If he thinks that they are helpful and encouraging, they're supportive. He says that he could picture his biology instructor as an insect pinned on the board, then his feelings are hostile. This feelings chart should be discussed and used as a beginning point in bringing the student to cognitive understanding of the foundation of his academic difficulties. And there for many, many years, I was Nora K. Anthony, licensed professional clinical counselor, state of Ohio. I no longer am permitted to use that title, but this is a YouTube offering, and I am not saying that this is a bona fide way of helping your child, but it's one way. And you can accept it and use it, or you could just reject it. Thank you.